So you're thinking about moving to Bend, maybe Redmond, maybe Sun River, maybe La Pine, maybe Sisters. Maybe you have no idea. You just know that you want to be somewhere in Central Oregon. Well, in today's video, we're going to be diving into some of the data, some of the factoids, some of the recent history of what's going on in the state of the market as it relates to the prices, where we are today, where we've been over the last 12 to 24 months, to give you guys an understanding as to where we're at in the current state of the market if you're getting ready to either put your house on sale or purchase a new home here in Central Oregon. So that's the information we want to give you today. If this video sounds like it's for you, stick around. We're going to be getting after this right now. Hey, if this is your first time to the channel and you want to know everything there is to know about living, eating, sleeping, working, playing, the numbers of living in Central Oregon, then subscribe to the channel and tap that notification bell below so you can be the first to know about the current market in Bend, Oregon. My name's Ryan and I've lived in Central Oregon for over 30 years. My business partner, Zach, and I, we get calls and texts every day from people just like you looking for help on making their smooth move to Bend or anywhere else here in sunny Central Oregon. Whether you're moving in 9 days or 90 days, give us a call, shoot us a text, send us an email, or even set up a Zoom meeting. We'd be happy to help you make that smooth move to Bend or anywhere else here in Central Oregon. Okay, so like I said in the intro, today we're going to be diving into the current state of the market. Now, I know it's numbers, it's median home price, it's average days on market, but if you are getting into that realm or in that section of your transition where it's time to start looking at some of this data, then this video is for you. We are in the middle of quarter number 2, traditionally a very busy time in the market as things start to ramp up towards the summer. And so over the next 4 to 6 months, we should be expecting the majority of our real estate activity for this year, and Central Oregon is no exception. There is so much activity regarding real estate in Central Oregon as it relates to the spring and summer period. So today we want to give you a current update on the state of the market, not just in Bend, but in Redmond, as well as the other small towns in the area, to give you an understanding as to where those numbers reside in the market today. So then when you make your move down here, or you come visit first to look at homes, you'll have an understanding and a grasp on what the state of the market is. So I'm going to share my screen right now, and we will just dive right into the data so we can give you the information that you absolutely need to make your best decision possible upon your arrival here, whether it's just visiting for the first time, or maybe you're coming down here to look at homes with intention, or maybe you're ready to put an offer on a home. This will help you guys in wherever you're at in the current state of your decision. So right now, this is called the Beacon Report. This is our monthly data sheet. It gives us information on the current state of the real estate market here in Central Oregon. You can see it's dated May 7th, 2023. So it's very new information. It just came out. And so what we'll do now is we'll just talk a little bit about where we're at with the state of the market. This is Bend here, single family home. That's what SFR stands for, median home price in the thousands. You can see the most recent data here. Our average median home price as of this month is $669,000. If you scale back 12 months here, what you see here is our peak. This is the all-time high for Bend, 773, and then 770 the next month right after it, March and April of 2022 respectively. Okay, so if we were to do some math on that, that tells us that the current median home price is about 15% below its all-time high. We have seen a correction. There are corrections going on all over the country. The market has slowed down. There's less people in the market that are qualified for purchase right now due to the rise in interest rates. This is what naturally happens, but this is the data as it relates to Bend and Central Oregon. If we were to scroll down a little bit, what we'll see here are recent sales. Okay, this is the monthly amount of units that sale for single family residents each month, and they date back all the way to April of 2020. If we look more recently to our last 3 or 4 months, this is 2023 here, 84 sales in the month of January. If we were to compare that to January of 2022, 131. And if we were to go back to January of 2021, 153, almost half as much. And when it comes to the sales, okay, so the market has certainly slowed down. What's that going to mean for you as a buyer? It means that there's going to be less people in the buying phase of the market. There's going to be less competition. That means that eventually homes should stay on the market a little bit longer. A lot of sellers are in that realm right now. They're still thinking about, man, COVID was crazy and my house sold within 4 or 5 days, or I had an accepted offer after listing it 4 or 5 days later. This is crazy. They think they can get their very top dollar, even a fantasy number for their home. And so a lot of sellers right now are going to be listing in that with that thinking in mind. The reality is, if they're overpriced, they're going to stay on the market. If they're appropriately priced, they're going to get scooped up relatively quickly. You'll see that here in a second, what I'm talking about. But if we look at the more recent numbers, right now we had 129 sales of single family residences in Bend last month. Okay, if we were to look back at our peak, okay, June of 2020, 318 sales. That is a crazy number for Bend, Oregon. But you can see that the ebbs and flows, they go with the seasonality of a traditional real estate market. As we get into the fall and winter months, sales are going to go down and then they ramp back up springtime. Okay, we're right here. This is April and May of 2021, the market kind of peaked out with the number of sales per month, and we're just getting into that right now. So the expectation is that we're going to see more sales over the next couple of months to peak out in the summer, which means that there's going to be more availability as well. So if you're in the market right now, or if you're ready to come down and start taking a look, we just had some clients do that recently. Now is a good time to come take a look at what's going on in the market, to get a feel for what's available here in Bend. If we continue to scroll down, what we're going to see next, Bend area single family residences, days on market. Okay, the average days on market, this number has been absolutely crazy over the last 24 to 36 months. Look how many months in a row we had the average days on market for a home be under 10 days. Just absolutely crazy. Typically, a more healthy state for days on market would be even above 40, 50, 60, even beyond that. Okay, and so that's where we've been. Has the market been appropriately priced? I don't know. It's just so volatile. It's just so crazy. Skewed market over the last 24 to 36 months. And if you look more recently at this, what we're going to notice is that the average days on market since June of 2022 started to taper up. Okay, it was ticking up aggressively over the last couple of months in the new year here in 2023, up to 51 days in February of 2023, just a couple of months ago. But since then, it has dropped like crazy. So what happened? I don't know. It's just a very interesting thing where more and more people are become available to purchase a home, and then all of a sudden, some of those homes just get scooped up immediately. And so what's happened since then is that our average days on market has since gone down again. And I'd be very interested to see where we end up over the next couple of months this summer as it relates to days on market for homes. Building permits in Bend, we had 33 new building permits. Traditionally, the spring and summertime is when more construction is going to be taking place. Conventional versus cash transactions. You can see here that obviously there's going to be way more conventional transactions than cash transactions, but we still have a healthy dose of those cash transactions as they relate to people relocating to the Bend market. A lot of people will come from the Seattle areas. They will come from the San Francisco, the LA, Southern California area, where people have owned homes for a long time. They've worked there for a long time. They have a lot of equity in those homes. They end up selling those for a very large number, and they end up coming up here and they're able to purchase a home with cash. And so that's kind of the nature of what goes on with the majority of these cash purchases. And that is something that will likely continue on as more people relocate from those large cities where their median home price is much higher than in Bend, and they end up having enough equity in their home that they sold where they can just roll that into a cash transaction. Bend area month supply. A healthy market is basically 5 to 6 months of inventory. We clearly don't have anywhere close to that. As you can see here, over the last 36 months, it's been 2 months of inventory or less. Right now, it's 1.4. Okay. The last 3 months before that, it was 1 month of inventory. What does that actually mean? Well, what it means is for every home that's currently on the market, if nothing else came onto the market, all the homes that are currently on the market would be sold and consumed within 1 month. Hopefully that makes sense to you, but that's the definition of what inventory as it relates to real estate is. If If we continue on down, median sales price per square foot, $347. You can see it's a pretty flat line. It tapers down, it'll tick back up, etc. But we've been over $300 now for some time, and that's not going to change anytime soon with the building cost, etc. And inflation continuing to taper up. It might dissipate a little bit, but the reality is that we're going to be up over $300 a square foot for the foreseeable future. So if we continue on, this is wrapping up the Bend portion of this video. What you see here, these are homes that have sold. Number of sales last month is the blue. Number of sales in the last 12 months is the gray and currently listed. So what you're going to see here, the gray sales, I mean, most of them are going to be in between the $500,000 to $800,000 range, with the exception of a few that are just over the 1 million mark, and even some that are up over $1.8 million. So there is a wide variety of availability in this area, especially in Bend. So if you're looking for luxury real estate, there's plenty to choose from in that state of the market or that level of the market. And if you scale back to our median home price in the mid sixes right now, there's going to be the majority of where the sales take place. If we scroll down, okay, this is Redmond, Oregon now. We have a lot of people that are very interested in Bend, and then they learn about Redmond after they show up for the first time to take a look at homes and neighborhoods, etc. And they wind up falling in love with Redmond as opposed to Bend. Why Redmond? Well, why not? That's the real question. Redmond is just 15 miles to the north of Bend. It has all the same outdoor amenity offerings that Bend has, and yet it's incredibly more cost effective to live in Redmond than in Bend. And so it's just the little brother, so to speak, of Bend. Less people know about it, but Redmond is absolutely blowing up at a very similar rate that Bend is. And so it won't be long until Redmond is on that map. It kind of already is, but it's getting some of the same notoriety that Bend is. In fact, Redmond might be even more centrally located with certain things than Bend is. Redmond has the airport. Smith Rock State Park is about 15 minutes from Redmond. It's about 45 minutes from Bend. The Deschutes County Fairgrounds also are home in Redmond. So there are some things that Bend doesn't have that Redmond does have. It's also closer to Portland if you're driving to Portland. But Redmond's a fantastic town as well. But what we'll notice here is that it's also way more affordable. So let's take a look here. Same thing, same report. This is Redmond over the last 24 to 36 months. Our median home price in Redmond right now, $469,000. The peak of that market was more recently. It was last summer. August of 2022, 542 was the peak, 469 is where we're currently at. That's about a 15% reduction right now. If we were to look at the very bottom of Redmond, Bend didn't really have the bottoming out or the tapering up like Redmond's seen in the last 3 or 4 months. But if we look at 420 and we divide that into 542, what we get is about a 23% reduction. So a 23% correction was the bottom, the more local bottom for, say, the Redmond real estate market as it relates to the peak of Redmond's market. But again, you're getting way more house for your dollar in Redmond than you would be in Bend, but it's just a matter of preference. You got to come visit both to get a feel for the cultures. They're a little different from each other. Redmond's much smaller, a little slower paced, a little more blue collar, which is fantastic. And Bend has a lot of the culture, a lot of the vibe, etc. But Redmond's starting to get that too. So if we continue on with our numbers presentation, hopefully I haven't put you to sleep yet. Number of sales over the last couple of months and more recently, what we see here is a very steady uptick from the beginning of 2023. 33 sales in December to 35, and we're scaling up to more recently we have 50. Okay, where the seasonality is exactly where it's supposed to be. It's doing what it's supposed to do. But if you look, obviously there's going to be way less sales units sold per month than in Bend, because Redmond about 36,000 people, Bend about 105 to 107,000 people. So Bend's almost 4 times the size. Obviously there's going to be a significant increase in the number of units that sell. But what you get to see here is the number of sales. Okay, so 35, 37, 42, 50, we're ticking upwards. We're becoming more of an active market in this calendar year. Days on market is very similar to Bend. Look at how many days or how many months in a row where the average days on market was under 10, just a significant number. And then it slowly ticks up as the interest rates last summer started to go up and up and up and up. And then we peaked out here at 56 days on market back in February. And since then, it has dropped again. It's almost become a seller's market again, where you're putting your house on the market if it's appropriately priced, and it's going to get swooped up relatively quickly. I have some homes that are for sale in my neighborhood where I live. And as soon as those signs go up, just a couple days later, you check on the MLS and they're pending. It's pretty wild to see that we're kind of feeling some of that same energy that we had over the last 24 to 36 months. Not to say that it's going to stick around, but that's currently where we're at right now in May of 2023. If we continue to go down, this is some more of the less applicable information. Conventional sales versus cash transactions. This will give you an understanding that there are cash transactions that are happening in Redmond as well, but there's obviously going to be more traditional finance deals that are going on just about in every market that you go to. Building permits, kind of staggered off the wall there, but if you look back into last summer, man, just the cost of building was so high. 6 building permits, 14.6. I mean, that's in the summertime too. It's crazy to think that there was so little activity going on, but we're starting to see an uptick again, which is nice to see. Inventory again. Inventory typically needs to be 5 to 6 months for it to be a healthy, equilibrium in the market. We're clearly not there. There's just going to be a low volume of inventory for the foreseeable future in this market. And so again, if there's 1.5 months of inventory, that's 45 days. Typically, that would suggest that for every house that is on the market right now, if nothing new came onto the market in 45 days, all those houses would eventually be sold. That's to give you perspective on what inventory means. Okay, meaning sale price per square foot, 298, 300, in that range. Okay, this is going to be a number that's relatively lower than Bend, and that's just the way it's going to be, unless something significantly changes in our local market here over the next couple of years. But this gives you some idea as to what's going on in the current state of the Redmond market. Similarity to Bend, just at a little bit lower of a price point. But the scale, the ebb and flow is very, very similar, and that's to be expected. Now, if we scroll down here, this will be the last part of our video. We'll wrap it up right now. If you're curious about Sisters, Sun River, Lapine, Jefferson County is to the north of Deschutes County. That's where Madras is. That's where Culver is. That's where Lake Billy Chinook is. If you're curious about Crook County, that's to our east. That's where Prineville is. And so this will give you some understanding as to what's going on in those markets as well. The median home price in Sisters, which is in Deschutes County, it's on the way to the mountains there, small town, little country town, very cute town. About 3,000 people live there. The median home price is $695,000. Number of sales last month, we had 9. If we continue on days on market, that's going to be 27. Current inventory is 2 months. Okay. We scroll down. Sun River is the resort town about 15 miles to the south of Bend. A lot of people that end up moving to the Bend and Central Oregon area know nothing really about Bend or Redmond or anywhere else in Central Oregon until they've visited Sun River a couple times. That's the kind of the gateway for a lot of people when they come and decide that they want to move to Central Oregon. They come and visit Sun River, they vacation there, then they trickle into Bend here and there, they check it out, they decide, okay, this is kind of a cool place, let's learn more about it. And after maybe a summer, 2 summers, who knows, maybe they've come here for 10 or 20 years, they eventually decide, all right, let's check out the rest of the area where the livability is and see if we want to actually live here. But there are people that are permanent residents in Sun River. The median home price there is $839,000. Number of sales last month, 6. Okay, not a ton of activity, it's small. Days on market's 9. Current inventory is 1 month. If we continue on, Lapine is further south than Sun River, about another 15 to 20 miles. That's at the very edge of our county line, Deschutes County. That median home price is $399,000. There's probably 6,000 to 10,000 people that live in the Lapine area. A little bit higher elevation, probably 4,500 feet. So the winters are a little bit more aggressive. More freezes, more snowfall, more snow accumulation. It sticks around for a little bit longer than say in Bend and Redmond. But what you get here, 11 sales last month. The area is developing. There are some big builders that are doing subdivisions out there. They look fantastic. Really close to say Paulina Lake, Paulina Peak. That's a great recreational area, as well as the back entrance to say Century Drive, Wickiup Reservoir, Crane Prairie Reservoir, and a bunch of the lakes up in the Cascade Lakes area. So that's pretty fantastic. Again, 4 months of inventory though, so that will give you an understanding. It's slower market up there. There's more on the market. It takes a little bit longer to buy and sell. That's more of a healthy state here, to be frank. But that's where we're at with Lapine. If we continue on, Jefferson County, like I said, that's going to be the Madras area. That's directly north of Deschutes County. Madras is about 2 to 2.5 hours from the Portland area. They're at about 2,000 feet in elevation. So basically from south to north, you just kind of go down in elevation. Eventually you bottom out kind of in the Warm Springs area when it comes to elevation, and then you kind of trickle back up towards Mount Hood. But Lake Billy Chinook, very popular lake up in that area. A lot of people drive from Bend and Redmond on an every week basis to go up there and take advantage of one of the premier jet skiing and water skiing, wakeboarding lakes in the state. But the state of the market there, $340,000 is our median home price. Madras has about 5,000 to 6,000 people. Number of sales, 14. You see the days on market is 22. And inventory is currently sitting at 3 months. Crook County, another fantastic small town. It's to the east of Deschutes County, and that has like Facebook and Amazon, among other big tech companies that have their big warehouses there and their data centers there. And so they're utilizing Crook County for that type of action. And Crook County has definitely seen a little bolster in their population as a result. And so it's becoming more of a popular area. It used to be a very small, quiet town. Nobody knew about it. But now I feel like the cat is slowly coming out of the bag. Brasada Ranch is also in Crook County. And so this could also contribute to, say, $413,000 being the median home price in the county there, because Brasada is right on the edge of Deschutes County and the Crook County line, but it's up on Powell Butte and it faces to the west. And so these homes are multi-million-dollar homes, and they have these panoramic views that just see the entire Deschutes County layout. That includes our panoramic views of the 7 peaks. Even beyond that, you could probably see up to Mount Hood, maybe even into Washington, Mount Adams, Mount St. Helens, and even Mount Rainier on a good day. But the point is that, in my opinion, it's one of the premier views of the entire Central Oregon landscape. That's in Crook County, but you're viewing all of Deschutes County. That's why some of these homes are a little bit higher priced, and that's what makes the Crook County median home price a little bit higher. Although I'm not here to say that a lot of homes turn over on a regular basis or a monthly basis up there, but there is a lot of activity. So Brasada Ranch, like Eagle Crest, like Sun River, maybe like Tethero as well, resort style communities, fantastic homes. And then if you go a little bit further to the east, you'll eventually wind up in Prineville, which is the gem of Crook County and the county seat. So this wraps up today's video. I hope you guys got some value out of it. If you are getting close to being in the market, this is what this video is all about. If you're just kind of checking things out, learning about the landscape, the culture of Bend, Redmond, etc., then some of these numbers might bore you, but it is good to keep informed as to the state of the market and to where we're at right now. So hopefully this video helped you out, gave you some good information as to where we're at. And now that you're ready to maybe come visit, or maybe come take a look at homes, or maybe ready to pull the trigger on your next purchase, we are hoping that this information helped you make a better and more informed decision. Zach and I are licensed realtors with eXp Realty. Our goal is to earn your business through this channel here. We're trying to provide as much value and context as possible. We want to be a resource for you, your go-to resource as it relates to all things Central Oregon real estate. So again, we thank you so much for watching. If you need to reach out and you're ready to reach out, it starts with you guys. You can call us, you can text us, you can email us, you can even set up a Zoom meeting. Our contact information is all over the site and channel here, but more the closest access point is going to be the comment section in the comments below on this video. You can reach out when you're ready. We're excited to help you out. If we don't see you around town, we're starting to see some of our viewers around town. They're letting us know that they like our videos. Some of them, who knows, maybe they don't like them, but a lot of people are starting to see our videos, which is kind of cool. They're starting to mention it to us. But if we don't see you around town, we will just plan on seeing you guys on the next video. Again, thanks for watching and have a great day.